When people think of Vietnam, places like Hanoi or Ha Long Bay usually come to mind. But today we're exploring the country's largest and most energetic city, Ho Chi Minh City. Formerly known as Saigon, this city is a fascinating blend of old and new. French colonial architecture stands beside modern skyscrapers. Hidden cafes are tucked inside aging apartment buildings, and every street seems to tell its own story. Over the next few days, we'll be hunting down Michelin-recognized food, discovering unique cafes, exploring bustling night markets, riding one of the most scenic cable cars in Southeast Asia, and visiting a place that quite literally feels like it's above the clouds. Let's begin our adventure. Arriving in Saigon after landing in Ho Chi Minh City, the first thing we did was book a grab to our Airbnb. Even during the drive, the city immediately caught our attention. Thousands of motorbikes flowed through the streets like organized chaos. Small local cafes spilled onto sidewalks. Colorful buildings lined every corner. And there was an incredible energy that made us excited to start exploring. After checking into our Airbnb and taking a short break to recharge from our flight, there was only one thing on our minds: food. Because let's be honest, no trip to Vietnam is complete without diving straight into its incredible food scene. Our very first stop was a humble little restaurant called Bo Co Gan. At first glance, you might walk right past it. Plastic tables, small stools, simple surroundings, nothing flashy. But that's exactly what makes places like this so special. This restaurant has earned a Michelin Bib Gourmand recognition, which means it serves exceptional food at an affordable price. Naturally, our expectations were high. Instead of ordering just one dish, we decided to try two different versions of their famous beef stew. Each bowl came packed with generous portions of beef, tender ribs, meatballs, herbs, and a rich aromatic broth. One thing that surprised us was the rice. Instead of regular steamed rice, they served toasted rice, adding an incredible roasted aroma that paired perfectly with the stew. Then came the first bite. The beef was unbelievably tender. It practically melted in your mouth. The broth was rich, deeply savory, slightly sweet, incredibly fragrant, and layered with spices that kept revealing themselves with every spoonful. Although both bowls were beef stew, each had its own unique personality. One leaned richer and bolder. The other was lighter but equally satisfying. Neither one was better than the other. They were simply different, and both were absolutely incredible. Adding a little chili sauce elevated everything even more, giving each bite a gentle kick that made us keep coming back for more. If this was only our very first meal in Saigon, we knew we were in for an unforgettable food adventure. Just as we were about to leave, something caught our eye. A tiny roadside stall selling Vietnamese flan. It looked simple, so naturally, we had to try it. At first glance, it reminded us of creme caramel. Smooth, creamy, comforting. But then they served it with something we weren't expecting. Coffee and ice. Honestly, we weren't sure if the combination would work, but after one spoonful, everything suddenly made sense. The bitterness of the Vietnamese coffee balanced the sweetness of the silky flan perfectly. It somehow tasted both like dessert and an iced coffee at the same time. Definitely one of those simple local treats that's easy to miss, but absolutely worth trying. Exploring the streets of Saigon completely fueled by an amazing first meal, we decided to simply wander around the city. Sometimes, the best way to discover a new place isn't by following an itinerary. It's by getting a little lost. Every street felt alive. Scooters zipped past from every direction. Tiny food stalls filled the air with mouth-watering aromas. Locals gathered at cafes. Street vendors called out to passing customers. Every few steps, there seemed to be another hidden restaurant, another coffee shop, or another interesting little store waiting to be discovered. Saigon has this incredible energy that's difficult to describe. After nearly an hour of exploring under Vietnam's warm afternoon sun, we were definitely ready for a break. Luckily, finding a cafe in Ho Chi Minh City is never difficult. Coffee culture here is huge. Every few streets you'll find another unique coffee shop, each with its own personality. We eventually settled into this and that coffee and tea. To cool down, we ordered a couple of refreshing drinks along with one of the cutest cheesecakes we've ever seen. It was shaped exactly like a giant cartoon cheese block. It almost looked too cute to eat. Almost. The drinks were incredibly refreshing, the cheesecake was rich and creamy, and after spending some time relaxing inside the cafe, we were fully recharged for another round of exploring. We stumbled across something completely unexpected, an entire arcade filled with claw machines. Now, normally we don't expect to win anything from claw machines. They're usually designed to take your money. These machines were surprisingly generous. After just a few tries, we actually started winning, then another, and another. Before we knew it, we were walking out carrying an entire collection of plushies. Definitely not something we expected to do during our first day in Vietnam. But honestly, it ended up becoming one of the funniest moments of the trip. Sometimes it's these completely random experiences that become your favorite travel memories. As the sun slowly disappeared and the city lights began illuminating the streets once again, we continued wandering through Saigon, taking in the vibrant atmosphere and soaking up everything this incredible city had to offer. And this was only our very first day. After an amazing first day exploring Saigon, we called it a night and got some much-needed rest. With another full day of adventures ahead, we woke up early and headed out for what would become one of our favorite food experiences of the trip. This morning, we made our way to Baden Mountain, a local favorite known for serving one of Vietnam's most iconic breakfasts. The moment our food arrived, we immediately understood why this place was so popular. Served on a sizzling hot plate was perfectly cooked beef, a sunny-side-up egg, fresh vegetables, rich pate, and a warm, crispy Vietnamese baguette straight from the oven. If you've never tried boi na before, think of it as a deconstructed banh mi, but with every ingredient taking center stage. The beef stayed sizzling throughout the meal, filling the air with an irresistible aroma. The baguette was incredibly crispy on the outside while remaining soft and fluffy inside, making it perfect for soaking up all of those flavorful juices. One of the best parts is that you get to customize every bite. A little soy sauce, a touch of chili, maybe a little more pate. Every combination creates a completely different flavor, and somehow each one is just as delicious as the last. Simple ingredients, cooked exceptionally well. It's easy to see why this has become such a beloved breakfast across Vietnam. Completely fueled for the day, we booked another Grab and headed toward our next stop. Well, our next stops. For the next few hours, we decided to split up. While I treated myself to a haircut and hair treatment at a local salon, because honestly the prices here were incredibly affordable, my husband went on a little solo cafe adventure. His first stop was Senna Botanic Rooftop Cafe. Finding the cafe turned out to be an adventure on its own. From the street, you'd never guess that such a beautiful place was hiding above the city. He entered through a hotel lobby, took the elevator all the way to the top, climbed a small flight of stairs. And suddenly, it felt like stepping into an entirely different world. Instead of busy roads and endless motorbikes, he was surrounded by lush greenery, wooden walkways, and peaceful little corners overlooking the city skyline. It was hard to believe this hidden garden was sitting right in the middle of Ho Chi Minh City. But the rooftop views weren't the only reason people come here. The real stars of the cafe are the cats. There were cats everywhere, some peacefully sleeping beneath the plants, others stretching lazily in the morning sun. A few quietly watching visitors from above as if they owned the entire cafe. The best part is that they're free to roam wherever they like. If you're lucky, one might even decide to keep you company while you enjoy your coffee. And that's exactly what makes this place feel so special. You're not just visiting a rooftop cafe. You're spending time in a peaceful little sanctuary high above one of Asia's busiest cities. Whether you're a coffee lover, a cat lover, or simply looking for somewhere quiet to escape the city's fast pace, this hidden rooftop is definitely worth seeking out. After relaxing for a while, he made his way to another cafe located just next door. Although the two cafes sit side by side, they couldn't feel more different. Where Senna Botanic embraces nature with its rustic garden atmosphere, Blue Lemon welcomes you with a clean, modern, minimalist design. Large windows fill the space with natural light, creating a bright and calming atmosphere that's perfect for slowing down after a busy morning. Sometimes when you're traveling, you don't always need a packed itinerary. Sometimes it's nice to simply sit back, sip on a good drink, and watch the city move around you. That's exactly the feeling this cafe gives. Meanwhile, after finishing up at the salon, I finally met back up with my husband, feeling refreshed, recharged, and ready for another adventure. Leaving the cafes behind, we continued exploring the heart of Ho Chi Minh City. Our next stop couldn't have been more different from the busy streets we had just come from. Nestled between two of the city's most famous landmarks lies Saigon Book Street, a peaceful little escape where the pace of the city seems to slow down. The moment we stepped onto the street, everything felt calmer. Towering trees provided plenty of shade, colorful bookstores lined both sides of the walkway, and people quietly browsed through books while enjoying coffee from the nearby cafes. It's hard to believe that just a few steps away, thousands of motorbikes are racing through the city. Saigon Book Street isn't just a place to buy books. It's become a cultural gathering space where locals come to read, relax, meet friends, and enjoy a slower side of city life. As we wandered from shop to shop, we found everything from Vietnamese novels and English bestsellers to beautifully illustrated children's books, travel guides, handmade souvenirs, and little cafes tucked between the bookstores. Even if you're not much of a reader, it's simply a lovely place to slow down and soak in a different atmosphere. After spending some time exploring, we couldn't resist grabbing one of the city's classic street treats, a refreshing ice cream. Simple, but exactly what we needed under Vietnam's warm afternoon sun. We crossed the street toward one of Ho Chi Minh City's most recognizable landmarks, the Saigon Central Post Office. Standing proudly since the late 1800s, this beautiful building is one of the finest examples of French colonial architecture in Vietnam. From the outside, its grand yellow facade, elegant arches, and intricate details immediately transport you back in time. Stepping inside feels just as impressive. The high vaulted ceilings, pattern-tiled floors, vintage telephone booths, and long wooden service counters have been beautifully preserved, making it feel like a building that's still very much alive while honoring its history. What makes this place especially unique is that it's not just a tourist attraction. It's still a working post office today. Visitors can send postcards, browse for souvenirs, or simply admire the stunning architecture that has welcomed generations of locals and travelers alike. Standing inside, it's easy to imagine what life here must have looked like more than a century ago. Just outside the post office sits another iconic landmark, Notre Dame Cathedral Basilica. Although restoration work was ongoing during our visit, the area still carries a timeless charm that reflects the city's fascinating blend of Vietnamese culture and French heritage. From there, we made our way toward one of the busiest places in all of Saigon, Baden Mountain Market. Long before we even reached the entrance, we could already hear the buzz of conversations and bargaining echoing through the streets. The market has been the heart of local commerce for more than 100 years, welcoming both locals and travelers searching for everything from fresh produce and spices to handcrafted souvenirs, clothing, coffee, and delicious local snacks. Walking through the narrow aisles is an experience all on its own. Every stall competes for your attention. One vendor offers handmade bags. The next showcases colorful lanterns. Then suddenly you're surrounded by the aroma of freshly grilled meat and Vietnamese coffee. It's lively, it's chaotic, and somehow, that's exactly what makes it so enjoyable. Whether you're shopping or simply soaking in the atmosphere, Baden Mountain Market gives you a glimpse into the everyday rhythm of life in Ho Chi Minh City. After spending quite a while exploring the market, we had definitely worked up an appetite. Luckily, our next destination was only a short walk away. Hidden in a narrow alley sits a restaurant called Michelin. It's the kind of place you could easily walk past without realizing you're about to discover one of the city's culinary gems. The moment we stepped inside, we were welcomed by a warm, nostalgic atmosphere inspired by traditional Vietnamese homes. Wooden furniture, vintage decorations, and soft lighting made the entire space feel incredibly cozy. It's the perfect setting for the comforting home-style dishes they're known for. The restaurant has also earned recognition from the Michelin Guide, so naturally, our expectations were high. And somehow, it still exceeded them. Every dish that arrived at our table looked like a work of art. Fresh spring rolls bursting with vibrant colors, beautifully presented Vietnamese specialties, fragrant herbs, perfectly grilled meats, and rich sauces that tied everything together. Every bite tasted fresh, balanced, and thoughtfully prepared. You could really tell that each dish was rooted in traditional Vietnamese cooking while still being presented beautifully. This wasn't just another meal. It felt like an introduction to the heart of Vietnamese home cooking. Completely satisfied, and maybe just a little too full, we continued our walk through the city as the afternoon slowly transitioned into evening. Our next destination was one of the city's most elegant landmarks, the Saigon Opera House. Built in 1898 during the French colonial period, the Opera House remains one of the most beautiful architectural icons in the city. Its ornate facade, grand arches, and intricate sculptures stand in striking contrast to the modern skyline surrounding it. By day, it's a popular place to admire the architecture. But at night, the building truly comes alive. Soft lights illuminate every detail of its facade, creating an atmosphere that's both elegant and timeless. We had booked tickets for one of Vietnam's most famous performances, the AO show. Unfortunately, filming isn't allowed inside the theater, but after experiencing it ourselves, we can confidently say it's something you shouldn't miss. Through breathtaking acrobatics, contemporary dance, live traditional music, and stunning visual storytelling, the performance beautifully captures the spirit of Vietnamese culture without needing many words at all. It was one of those experiences that's difficult to describe. It's something you simply have to witness for yourself. Still amazed by the performance, We stepped back outside and continued wandering through the beautifully lit streets of Saigon. Our evening eventually brought us to the famous cafe apartment, one of the city's most photographed buildings. Every floor is filled with unique cafes, boutiques, and creative little spaces. We had originally planned to grab a drink here, but another cafe had already caught our attention earlier in the day. So instead, we admired the lively atmosphere before continuing on. Our final stop for the evening was Cafe Lin. Unlike the trendy modern cafes scattered throughout the city, Cafe Lin offers something completely different. Stepping inside feels almost like visiting an old Vietnamese ancestral home. Wooden floors creak beneath your feet. Traditional wooden railings overlook open spaces. The warm, dim lighting creates an atmosphere that's peaceful, nostalgic, and incredibly inviting. There are several Cafe Lin branches around the city, but each one carries that same timeless charm. It's the kind of place where time seems to slow down. We ordered a couple of drinks along with a slice of tiramisu and spent the rest of the evening simply relaxing, reflecting on everything we had experienced throughout the day. Sometimes the best way to end an adventure isn't with loud music or a busy nightlife. Sometimes it's sitting across from someone you love, sharing good coffee, good dessert, and reliving the memories you've just created together. The next morning, our alarms went off long before sunrise. Today wasn't just another day of exploring Ho Chi Minh City. Today, we were heading to one of the places we had been looking forward to the most throughout this entire trip, Baden Mountain. Located around 2 hours from the city, we booked a shuttle service that picked us up bright and early at around 5:45 in the morning. As the city slowly woke up around us, we settled into the comfortable shuttle and watched the urban landscape gradually give way to open fields, quiet villages, and lush countryside. Before we knew it, we had arrived. The entrance to Baden Mountain is much larger than we expected. There are plenty of restaurants, cafes, souvenir shops, and open spaces where visitors gather before beginning their journey up the mountain. Since we had arrived early, we decided to grab a light breakfast before catching the cable car. Our choice was Highlands coffee. A simple meal was all we needed, paired with a rich Vietnamese coffee and a surprisingly good matcha latte. It was the perfect way to fuel up before what would become one of the most memorable experiences of our Vietnam trip. Not long after breakfast, we made our way toward the cable car station. One thing to note is that there are 2 different cable car routes here. One takes visitors directly to the ancient Buddhist temple complex nestled along the mountainside, while the other travels straight to the summit of Baden Mountain. Since we wanted to experience the summit first, that's exactly where we headed. Even before the cable car left the station, the excitement was already building. As we slowly floated above the landscape, the views became more spectacular with every passing minute. Forests stretched endlessly beneath us. Tiny roads disappeared into the distance. The higher we climbed, the thicker the fog became. Soon, the world outside our cabin transformed into a sea of white. The mountains seemed to disappear into the clouds, making it feel as though we were floating through the sky. It was peaceful, quiet, and honestly, a little magical. Even before reaching the summit, we already knew this journey alone was worth making. When the cable car doors finally opened, we were greeted by something completely unexpected. Fog everywhere. The visibility was so low that we could barely see more than a few meters ahead. Normally, people hope for clear blue skies when visiting viewpoints. But somehow, the thick blanket of clouds made the entire mountain feel even more extraordinary. It felt mysterious, like we had stepped into another world. Since there were only a handful of visitors that early in the morning, the mountain was incredibly peaceful. The silence, combined with the rolling clouds drifting through the pathways, created an atmosphere unlike anywhere we've ever been. Our first mission was simple: find the famous Golden Buddha. Simple in theory, not quite as easy in reality. With visibility changing every few seconds, even following the map became a challenge. There were moments when entire buildings disappeared behind the fog, only to reappear again a few moments later. But eventually, we found it, or rather, it slowly revealed itself to us. At first, only the very top of the statue emerged through the clouds. Then, little by little, the fog drifted away, revealing more of the enormous bronze Buddha standing gracefully above the mountain. It honestly felt like something out of a movie. Every few seconds, the clouds would hide it again, then reveal it once more. Each glimpse felt completely different from the last. Standing there quietly while the clouds danced around the statue created one of the most unforgettable moments of our entire Vietnam trip. Sometimes nature creates experiences that no amount of planning could ever replicate. If you're planning to visit Baden Mountain, we definitely recommend arriving as early as possible. Most visitors hope for sunshine, but experiencing the summit wrapped in clouds made everything feel almost surreal.
Wala na. Takot na ulit.
While wandering around, we noticed signs for a free immersive dome experience. Curious, we decided to check it out. Inside was a massive circular theater where visitors simply sat on the floor and looked upward. Then the lights dimmed. What followed was one of the most visually impressive shows we've seen. Rather than telling a straightforward story, it combined breathtaking visuals, music, and light to create an experience that felt open to interpretation. For us, it almost felt like a journey through life itself. Themes of nature, the universe, rebirth, connection. Everyone will probably take away something different from the experience. But that's exactly what made it so memorable. After the show, we stepped back outside. Almost instantly, we noticed something had changed. The clouds had finally begun to clear. The same paths we had struggled to navigate earlier were now completely visible. The panoramic views stretched for miles across southern Vietnam, revealing just how high above the surrounding plains we really were. Baden Mountain rises nearly 1,000 meters above sea level, making it the tallest mountain in southern Vietnam. For centuries, it has been an important spiritual destination, attracting Buddhist pilgrims from all over the country. The mountain takes its name from the legend of Linh Sun Ton Mao, also known as the Black Virgin, whose story continues to inspire generations of worshippers today. Today, ancient traditions blend beautifully with modern attractions. Visitors can explore peaceful temples and sacred shrines before riding one of the world's most impressive cable car systems to the summit. It's a destination where nature, history, and spirituality exist side by side. As we continued walking through the beautifully landscaped gardens, every viewpoint offered another incredible perspective. One moment we were surrounded by colorful flowers. The next, we were standing above an endless sea of green, stretching all the way to the horizon. It's easy to understand why photographers, hikers, pilgrims, and travelers all fall in love with this place. No matter what brings you here, Baden Mountain offers something unforgettable. Whether it's the breathtaking cable car ride, the peaceful temples, the towering Buddha emerging from the clouds, or simply standing high above southern Vietnam with nothing but mountain air surrounding you. It's one of those places that stays with you long after you've gone home. Eventually, it was time to make our way back down the mountain. As the cable car descended, we took one last look back at the summit, disappearing into the clouds. It almost felt like saying goodbye to another world. Back at the base, we had a little time before our shuttle arrived, so we grabbed a couple of cold drinks and relaxed while reflecting on everything we'd just experienced. Although the mountain had already exceeded every expectation we had, our day wasn't over yet. After making our way back to Ho Chi Minh City, we took a short break to recharge before heading out for one final adventure. After a full day above the clouds, it was time to experience something completely different: the city's street food scene. As the sun began to set, Saigon transformed once again. The streets became livelier, scooters filled every road, and the smell of grilled meat drifted through the evening air. Our destination for the night was Thi Ky Food Street. The atmosphere here was incredible. Smoke rose from dozens of charcoal grills. Bright lights illuminated every stall. Locals filled tiny plastic chairs while chatting over dinner. The sounds of sizzling food, laughter, and vendors calling out to customers blended together to create the kind of energy that makes street food markets so special. One thing we immediately noticed was the variety. Vietnamese classics sat beside Cambodian specialties, grilled seafood, fresh desserts, and snacks we'd never even seen before. With so many choices, deciding where to start wasn't easy. So we simply followed one rule: if a stall had a long line of locals, it was probably worth trying. Our first stop was a small stall serving what looked like a simple bread and egg dish. At first glance, it didn't seem particularly special. But after taking our first bite, we were pleasantly surprised. The bread was perfectly crisp on the outside while remaining soft inside, and the rich egg filling was packed with flavor. Sometimes the simplest dishes end up being the most memorable, and this was definitely one of them. Next came something we had been looking forward to: grilled squid. Now, we've eaten grilled squid plenty of times before, so we thought we already knew what to expect. Smoky, salty, tender. But this version completely caught us off guard. Instead of relying solely on the charcoal grill for flavor, it was coated in a unique seasoning that balanced sweetness, tanginess, citrus, and savory umami all at once. The hint of lime gave it a refreshing brightness, while the smoky aroma from the grill tied everything together beautifully. The squid itself was perfectly cooked, tender, juicy, with just the right amount of chew. It quickly became one of our favorite dishes of the entire night. Every bite left us wanting another. For our final stop, we noticed a stall attracting a constant stream of locals on motorbikes. People would pull over, place their order, and leave within minutes. Whenever we see something like that while traveling, it's usually a good sign. So naturally, we joined the queue. This stall specialized in Cambodian-style grilled skewers. Freshly grilled meats were paired with shredded vegetables, herbs, and a rich savory sauce that brought everything together. The meat was incredibly tender and packed with smoky flavor, while the fresh vegetables added a satisfying crunch that balanced each bite perfectly. It was another dish that surprised us. Different from what we expected, but absolutely delicious. Just when we thought we'd found our favorite dish, the next one would surprise us all over again. It's the kind of place where you could visit multiple times and still discover something new. Completely full, but somehow still tempted by all the food around us, we made one final stop before heading back. A local snack stall. No matter how full we are after traveling, there's always room to bring a few snacks back to the Airbnb. They're perfect for winding down at the end of the day while reminiscing about everything you've experienced. As we walked back through the lively streets of Saigon, we couldn't help but reflect on just how much this city had surprised us. Before arriving, we expected incredible Vietnamese food, and it certainly delivered. But what made Ho Chi Minh City so memorable wasn't just the food. It was the hidden cafes tucked inside old buildings, the peaceful cultural spaces hidden between busy streets, the welcoming locals, the endless energy that never seemed to fade, and of course, the unforgettable journey to Baden Mountain, where we found ourselves standing above the clouds in one of the most breathtaking places we've ever visited. Every day brought something completely different. Every neighborhood had its own personality, and every meal told another story. But believe it or not, our Vietnam adventure is far from over. There are still more hidden cafes to discover, more incredible food waiting to be tasted, more adventures beyond the city, and plenty of surprises we can't wait to share with you. If you enjoyed coming along on this journey, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and let us know in the comments which place you'd want to visit first. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next adventure.